These are African folk tales
by Morgan,
Thais,
Desiree,
and Jewel.
There once was a young girl from a village far, far away who had a special talent for finding the very best foods in the bush. Her oranges were just a little sweeter, her plums just a little larger, and her bananas had a little more flavor. Everyone wondered where she located such delicious fruits, but nobody ever asked the girl about her secrets of the bush. That is, nobody asked her after they heard about the story of the spider and this young girl.
One day, Spider asked this young girl to help him look for food. He was too lazy to work for himself and was sure he could trick this girl into sharing her secrets. He didn't know how clever this girl could be.
Little girl, nobody finds fruit as sweet as yours. Will you please take me when you go looking in the bush?
I've never done that before,
Replied the girl.
It would mean so much if you could do it one time.
Pleaded the spider.
Well, I suppose I could do it just once.
Agreed the girl.
Do you promise to keep my secrets?
You can trust me.
Promised the lazy spider.
Well, what do you like?
I like plums and bananas, but I especially like honey.
I think I can help you.
Grinned the girl.
The girl led Spider along the path into the bush. She took him down the trails into areas where people rarely ever go. Spider grinned because he knew he was about to learn her secret places for finding the very best food. After learning this, he would never again have to work hard for good food.
Okay, now this plum tree does not have much fruit, so most people ignore it, but its plums are the sweetest ones all of the bush.
Now Spider was just as greedy as he was lazy. As soon as the young girl showed him where the secret plums, his eye became wide and his mouth began to water. Then the spider shoved the little girl into the bushes. He rushed past her and climbed up into the tree. Then he ate every single one of the plums. He didn't even leave one plum for the little girl. And he didn't even say thank you. After his feast, Spider rubbed his very full belly and thought,
This is the best day of my life. What a great idea. I can't believe she showed me where her plums are found. I wonder if she will take me to any bananas. She must be very foolish.
Spider looked down at the girl with the biggest grin, and she asked politely,
Do you want any of my special bananas?
he raced down out of the tree before the girl could change her mind.
The girl continued down the path, showing Spider her secrets of the bush. They walked further down the trail, areas where people rarely ever go.
Over here are a patch of my very special bananas.
Declared the young girl. Again, as soon as the spider learned the secret, his eyes became wide and his mouth began to water. Again, he shoved the little girl into the bushes.
Oh!
He rushed past her and climbed the banana plants. He ate every single one of the ripe bananas. Again, he left the young girl with nothing, not even one banana. And once again, he didn't even say thank you.
His belly was so full, but Spider was not satisfied. He wanted to learn more about the secret places of the bush. He thought to himself,
This girl is really foolish, but as long as she guides me, I will continue to eat all of her food.
Are you too full, or would you like me to show you some honey?
One more time, Spider rushed out of the tree and followed the girl down the trail before she had a chance to change her mind.
The young girl guided Spider deeper and deeper into the bush, where people rarely ever go.
All right, over here is my special tree of honey.
Now this girl was not nearly as foolish as Spider thought. She had a plan to teach this greedy spider a lesson. She remembered that Spider loved honey, and she was not surprised at all when his eyes became wide and his mouth began to start to water. She also wasn't surprised when he shoved her into the bushes, ran past her, climbed up the tree, and squeezed into the hole. Again, he ate all of her sweet and golden honey, sharing nothing with the young girl. He didn't even share one drop. And once again, he didn't even say thank you. When Spider had eaten his fill, He tried to climb out of the tree and couldn't get out of his hole. The stomach grew too large. He was stuck.
Help me!
Cried the spider.
Well, you wouldn't be stuck if you'd not been so selfish,
Scolded the girl.
I'm sorry for what I did. Please call for help.
cried the spider! I'm not as foolish as you think you are. You're not sorry for what you even did.
No, you are wrong. Please call for help.
No.
Lied the spider, but in his heart he knew she was right. He had enjoyed every minute, every bite of food, as long as he thought he was tricking the girl. He never expected his idea to turn into a problem for him.
Help! Help! The foolish spider is trapped in the honey tree. Help, somebody! Come and help this spider, please.
Of course, nobody could hear the whispers for help, and nobody could hear her spider's cries from deep inside the tree. They were too far in the bush where people rarely ever go.
Goodbye, spider.
No!
I'm going to get some huge oranges for my family. If you want some, then follow me.
She waved to him as she left to go down the trail.
The rainy season that year had been the strongest ever, and the river had broken its banks. There were floods everywhere, and the animals were all running up into the hills. The floods came so fast that many drowned except for the lucky monkeys who used their proverbial agility to climb up into the treetops. They looked down on the surface of the water where the fish were swimming, and gracefully jumping out of the water as if they were the only ones enjoying the devastating flood. One of the monkeys saw the fish and shouted to his companion,
Look down, my friend. Look at those poor creatures. They're going to drown. Do you see how they struggle in the water?
Yes, what a pity. Probably they were late in escaping into the hills because they seem to have no legs. How can we save them?
I think we must do something. Let's go close to the edge of the flood where the water is not deep enough, and then we can help to get them out.
So the monkeys did just that. They started catching the fish, but not without difficulty. One by one, they piled the fish on top of each other, and there was a pile of fish lying on the grass motionless. One of the monkeys said,
Do you see? They were all tired, and now they're just sleeping and resting. Had it not been for us, my friend, all of these poor people without legs would have had drowned.
Lesson learned. Help anybody in need.
One night, two porcupines found themselves alone out on the plains.
There was no shelter or place to keep warm,
They only had their body heat.
but they were scared that if they stood too close to each other during the night, one could prick and even kill the other by mistake.
After experimenting, they found the right distance to stand next to each other.
They were close enough together that their bodies gave heat to each other, but far enough that they would not prick each other during the night.
Lesson learned.
Teamwork! The bees had made a new drum. Bees love dancing, as everyone knows. And that day they danced and hummed for hours to their new well-strung drum. Of course, all the other animals heard the noise coming from the bees' hive, and they came there hoping to be invited to join in. But the bees kept their celebration all to themselves. The lion, the elephant, the leopard, the hartebeest, the buffalo, the antelope, the hog, and even the tortoise were there. After listening for a while, the animals grew so fond of the sound of the new drum that they decided to steal it. The lion tried first, but he was stung up by 100 bees and had to run away. All the animals tried, but none of them succeeded in stealing the drum.
Then, at last, the tortoise offered to try. They all laughed out heartedly. But the tortoise went into the hive and told the bees that he was a master drummer. He played beautiful, and after the bees had given it permission, suddenly the drum disappeared. The clever tortoise had hidden it under his shell.
Lesson learned. Don't judge a book by its cover.